Being rich is not about academic qualifications, earning a high salary, or not making any mistakes. It's about financial education and investing in the right assets, things that school doesn't teach us. In this video, I want to share with you 5 timeless money lessons from the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book by Robert Kiyosaki, which can help you understand how rich people think and how they use money to generate more income and create wealth. Hi, I'm Sabina. I'm a chartered certified accountant with 10 years of experience. And on this channel, I share knowledge and strategies about finance, entrepreneurship, and self-development. Lesson number 1 is money mindset. We are all taught in school to get good grades, go to uni, and get a good job and climb corporate ladder. But when we do that, we trade our time for money, and basically we spend our life working to make someone else rich. The lesson in the book is that rich people have a business mindset and think about investing in assets, generating money, and building wealth. The storyline in the book is that there are 2 dads. Robert has a rich dad and a poor dad, and they have very different mindsets when it comes to money. The dad, who had outstanding grades, qualification after qualification, and high-paying job, but was living paycheck to paycheck, was a poor dad. And the rich dad, who dropped out of school but built a massive empire and invested his money to generate more income. Robert says that his rich dad would often ask, "How can I afford it?" rather than saying, "I can't afford it," to force the brain to think creatively and search for financial opportunities. Robert says, the poor and the middle class work for money. The rich make money work for them. Lesson number 2 is acquire assets, not liabilities. Robert explains that when you earn a salary, you have a choice what you do with that money. You can use it to buy a big house or expensive car. And when you do that, you are choosing a middle-class path. You end up living above your means and working harder while going into debt. If you spend that money on consumption, like iPhone upgrades or new clothes, you are acting like a poor person. This is because the money comes in and goes out straight away. But if you use that money to acquire an asset such as stock, real estate, or gold, you are choosing to become rich. The most important lesson from this book is to understand the difference between assets and liabilities and acquire assets, not liabilities. An asset puts money in your pocket, for example, rental properties, while a liability takes money out, for example, an expensive car. The poor and the middle class buy liabilities that they think are assets. They often take on debt to buy them, and they also cost money to maintain. The rich use their savings to buy assets, which increase in value over time and create income for you when you are not working. The goal is to get your income as high above your expenses as possible and invest the difference in assets. Rich people build assets first and then buy a house or a car with income generated from those assets. Lesson number 3 is the rich invest money. The biggest difference between the poor and the rich is that the rich invest their money while the poor spend their money. You can invest in a stock market, and that gives you cash flow in the form of dividend, which is when a company that you invested in distributes its profits to shareholders. And capital appreciation, which is when the value of your investment increases over time and you sell it for a higher price than what you paid for it. But Robert says that one of the best ways to invest is to invest in your own financial intelligence and learn skills like accounting, investing, or sales and marketing. One specific way of doing this is to get a second job, for example, in marketing, to learn sales skills. He says that talented people are poor because they don't know about business because of lack of financial education, which Robert says is more valuable than formal schooling. When you learn these skills, you will increase your chances of financial success by finding missed opportunities and taking calculated risks to make more money. Your mind is your greatest asset, and what you know is your greatest wealth, because the knowledge and skills that you've built are the only things that can be taken away from you. Lesson number 4 is overcome fear of failure. We are often taught in school that making mistakes is bad, and we develop this attitude towards failure and risk-taking and a fear of losing money. We end up playing it too safe, and rather than play to win, we play not to lose. We stay in the same job for years because it gives us security and a steady paycheck. And we keep our savings in a bank account rather than invest. But this fear of losing money often holds us back from taking risks that might lead to financial success. The advice in a book is that rich people are not afraid to lose, and they learn to manage risk to be able to take advantage of the opportunities to build wealth, and they learn from their mistakes. Failure can inspire wins and can make you stronger if you analyze what went wrong and learn from it. It's important to start small and start early and invest only what you can afford to lose. Robert says, winners are not afraid of losing, but losers are. Failure is part of the process of success. People who avoid failure also avoid success. Lesson number 5 is the power of spirit. We often start projects with excitement and expect to see results right away. And when we feel like we are not making progress, we just give up before we see any results. But when you start your own business or start to invest, the beginnings can be very hard, and it's often a long-term game, and rewards are delayed. When it comes to starting on your path to building wealth, Robert's advice is to find a deep reason why you want to succeed. This could be something you truly want, like being free to travel the world and live the lifestyle you want, have control over the time, and be financially free. Or it could be something you don't want, like don't want to work all your life or don't want to be an employee. That's because when things get hard or take too long, these strong reasons will help you stay focused and motivated, and will keep you going so you don't give up. For example, if you invest in the stock market and it goes down, you don't panic and sell your investment at a loss, but instead you understand how compounding works and stay committed to achieve financial success. Those are the 5 most impactful lessons I've learned from this book that were pivotal in my life and that you can start today to become rich. If you found this video helpful, please let me know in the comments below, and I would appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed this video, you will love this one right here on how to save your first $10,000 effortlessly. I will see you there.